Anyway, usage context. Let's talk about that. The reason I use a cone is because the cone, the function of a cone is to basically draw attention to itself and then immediately point to everything else except itself, right? Point to everything else around it. So where you place that cone defines its function. So in other words, its usage context gives its function a meaning, right? So you can say it this way. Functionality is meaningless outside of a usage context. Certainly that's clear, that it's true, obviously true for traffic cones, but I think it's also true for all technology as well, certainly all websites, anything we do with code. And that's a kind of a hard thing to argue, because from a developer point of view, you think the objective is to make something work, right? Is to get that piece of data to spit out, to get that thing to drop down. At that functional level, it seems like you're actually accomplishing things. But that's not the measure. The measure is the usage context. The developer is not the user. So you have to put that thing into the final usage context and then evaluate it. Is it actually really meaningful yet? And unfortunately, developers don't typically have access to those things. You're supposed to hire UX people to do that, right? To bridge that gap. So that's why I use the traffic cone. So just some fundamentals. This to me is how can I put it, the main rule, or the main technique I would use from a usability design point of view. Two questions. Who is the user? And what are they supposed to do with your application? What are their tasks? If you can answer those two questions, you're halfway there. If you don't ask those questions and don't answer those questions, you're basically just guessing. Because this defines the usage context. Who's the user? What they're supposed to do with this application.